Hey there, this is Alex over at DuraLabel, and in this video we're going to be going over our pre-made signs, and I'm going to show you how to edit those really quick to either adjust some of the text or maybe even add symbols to them if they don't already have those. In order to begin, I'm going to go ahead and go into our pre-made signs section where we have over 3,000 OSHA approved signs to get you printing up and quickly. After searching, we can see all of the labels that pop up when we search for Hardhat. I do currently have Notice Supply loaded in my Toro Max, so what I'm going to want to do is I will want to look for some of that. That way I can get something that kind of matches what I currently have loaded and make sure I get the appropriate sign printed off. After scrolling down a little bit, I was able to find this Notice Hardhats required in this area sign. I think I like the verbiage that one uses, but I do think I also like that there are some of these Hardhat symbols added. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open this Hardhats required one, and what we're going to add is an additional symbol. That way we can kind of have that symbology added as well. I'll go ahead and click on the label. With this new window that pops up, we'll have a few different settings we can go over. We can adjust the width as well as the length. However, the length is currently going to be grayed out. If you do want to adjust the length, you'll want to deselect this preserve aspect ratio first. With the supply I have loaded though, it is already 4x6 and it is a die cut stock, so I will want to leave this as that 4x6 just to ensure everything prints out properly on it. The next option that we can adjust is this load with background. By default that is going to be off. If we did turn that on, all it would do for us in this example is it would add a white square as a background shape. We don't need to worry about that since the supply we have does match that, and traditionally speaking that'll likely be the case, so I would recommend having that off. The next option that we have is that load with header. Like I had mentioned, I do have our notice supply already loaded, so I am going to actually turn this off. That way I don't get that additional blue notice that's here on top of it, and I can design according to the supply that I currently have loaded. I've went ahead and turned that off, so now I'll go ahead and click on open. We now have our label open, and you'll notice that we do have that header on top. We did turn that off, but again, we turned that off to make sure that we didn't have that added in as an actual shape or text. The notice that we have up here is actually essentially an image that's used as a background for this canvas itself, so it mainly just shows as a representation. It won't actually be printed out. Now we're going to go ahead and actually work on some of the design changes that I want to make. Again, I do like the verbiage that this is using, so I am going to leave that as is. If I did want to change it at all though, I can always come in, double click, change or add, or even remove anything that I don't want from this, but like I mentioned, I do like how that looks, so really all I want to do is just resize this a little bit and then add a symbol over to the left, just identifying that a hard hat is needed. I'm going to go ahead and click back on this, that way I get these 4 orange squares on the outside, and I'm going to utilize those to resize this section, and I'm just going to try to kind of fit it in a way that I still like the look. I still have a symbol to add, so I may make some more changes to this, but for right now I do think this looks okay. In order to actually add that symbol, I'm going to click off the text really quick, and then I'll go ahead and click symbols in our insert option. For this one, instead of scrolling through our symbols, I'm actually going to utilize the categories on the left hand side and look for the PPE option. Once I find it, I'm just going to go ahead and click on that, and then we'll notice that there are already a couple different hard hat ones, so I'll go ahead and select one of those and click on insert. With the symbol now added into the canvas and already selected, I'll go ahead and click on it and drag it to an area that I want, and I'm going to go ahead and resize that a little bit, just using those 4 orange squares on the edge of it and kind of recentering that just a little bit, just so I get it to a spot I'm happy with. Alright, I think I'm happy with how that looks, so now it's time to print off that label and go ahead and apply it where needed. Hopefully you were able to learn a couple things about our pre-made signs and some of the quick ways you can edit a sign if you still need to. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for watching. For further assistance, visit our website and contact our team for your free lifetime support.